All right, we have Hafþór Björnsson here, winner of over 100 strength records, actor best known from Game of Thrones as the Mountain, boxer, and many other things. We have Claffey, visionary CEO and board member of Vidura, the strongest, most durable data platform out there. So really, we want to get started. How's your trip been so far, Thor?
So far, great. I came in 2 days ago. Yesterday was a, nice day. I've been treated very well here in Atlanta. The team of Vidura treats me well. I'm excited about the, deadlift later, to deadlift the heaviest data in history by human. So that's going to be cool.
And Ken, I want to get back to a little bit. How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, so Thor was asking the same question a few minutes ago. So it's an interesting one. It's a combination of a couple of different things. So one thing I kind of got back to, one of my people that I guess you could say I admire the most is Sir Richard Branson. He's famous for a lot of different things. One of the reasons I admire him is he's dyslexic and he's done a lot of work for dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, my kids are dyslexic. And one of the reason I admire Richard so much is if you think of back when he had Virgin Atlantic, right? And he's trying to take on the establishment of British Airways. Bigger companies, entrenched, bigger marketing budgets. You had to do something different. And what he did, two things that I can draw a parallel with, hopefully he won't mind. One of which is, most important thing, man goes up in a balloon, right? He's got to get PR, he's got to get his brand message out there. So I was like, we need to do an event, we need to do something different. And the other thing that he did with Virgin, which was also parallels with ourselves, is he innovated in a new vector in terms of customer needs, in terms of entertainment, right? We all know being on a plane was not cool until you got your in-flight entertainment movies. Well, Richard Branson, Virgin pioneered that. Just in the same way we're pioneering not just about performance, velocity, but also with durability. So I was like, right, I want to find a way to showcase what we're doing that is unique in the world in terms of our durability, high performance, but yet durable. And I want to do an event. So then I was coming back from one of our R&D offices in Colorado, and I like to lift. I like all strong events, strength training. And turns out I go into my gym, which is owned by a guy called Jesse Burdick. And I'm like, Jesse, I have this crazy idea. And he's like, what is it? I want to take the world of strength and supercomputing and bring it together. And I know, on the face of that makes no sense, but yeah, it does. So then I was like, who do you know that is really strong and is famous? He's like, I know Thor. I'm like, no way. The rest is history.
And Thor, how do you feel? Like, this has never been done before, never had a data lift. How do you feel about coming to this conference and doing this for the first time?
You know what? I'm excited to be here at the SC 2024, to do this with Team Vidura, with the team, and to do something that's never been done before, it always excites me. It's gonna be a great event here, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So specifically for the lift, when we thought about it, it's like, okay, what can we do that would really, again, I've been to a lot of supercomputings. They can be a little bit staid, a little bit boring. And it was like, let's do something that capture people's imagination. And obviously Thor is the world record for deadlifts. And we just thought of it as like man versus data, right? In the age of AI versus humanity, man versus data. And it's like, I wonder how much data could one person lift? It's never been done before. And then, so the data lift was born.
It's awesome. We're about 2 hours out right now. So this is a far off question kind of, but strength, everyone in this room likes to work out. But how does strength correlate to other aspects of your life? Like, how does that help you perform better?
I mean, being over 400 pounds isn't necessarily convenient in today's life. So it's a difficult, complicated question. Yes, being strong is obviously going to benefit me in many ways, but being my size as well and this big is also not maybe, being over 400 pounds is not best either, So like, for example, just, running around with my kid, our 4-year-old son, I get tired easily running after him because his energy is just like through the roof, I actually did drop 50 kilograms when I did my boxing journey.
Yeah.
And I felt a huge difference in that when I lost the 50 kilograms, worked on my endurance better, So I think there's balance to everything. And in my world, in my sport, is all about strength and power. So it's yeah.
And Ken, I was going to say one thing. We talked about this before. There's something called the deadlift index. Some of the CEOs are, you have Jeff Bezos, he's jacked. You got Zuckerberg's in the mixed martial arts. How about for you? How does it correlate?
Yeah, so actually, I think this translated for Thor when he went into boxing, right? I think the ability that you learn from lifting a lot of weight is just the discipline. It's embracing the grind. It's no different in running a company, right?
100%.
Like at the end of the day, you got to turn up every day and you got to give. Did you sleep well last night? No, it doesn't matter. You got to turn up. You got to brace the grind because technology innovation, despite what people think, doesn't just happen overnight. It is the work that people have to do day in, day out. We did a major announcement at the show, our V11 release. And there's some people who are like, wow, that came out of nowhere. Well, we've been grinding on that day in, day out for not weeks, not quarters, but over a year and a half at this point in time. So that discipline, one of the things with strength sports, which Thor will obviously appreciate is like, again, Thor doesn't just come in one day and it's like, oh, my deadlift is 50 kilos stronger today. It's chipping it away day in, day out with a strength program. You do your program, you execute, you measure the results. No different than running a business. You've got a development program, you put a plan together or a strategy for marketing, whatever it is. You measure, you execute, you measure results, and then you make adjustments. Did I get stronger this time? Did we hit our development schedule? Again, one of the things I think the discipline that you get from just doing the training, doing the work applies to not just the results in the gym, it applies to results in business too.
Love it. So we're getting close to artificial general intelligence and the strength of robots. Everyone's seen Elon with Optimus recently. It's getting really good. Thor, what do you think about competing against robots in the future?
Yeah, I mean, the technology nowadays is getting out of our hand. Obviously, it's definitely going to be interesting to see with the next few years what's going to happen with AI and what Elon Musk is doing, for sure.
Yeah, any thoughts?
Some of the things, the challenges they have with Optimus, right, is like actually working on dexterity and grip, right? So they've had to redesign it quite a bit. So if you look at a deadlift, it's a very difficult lift. So I wonder what Optimus could actually do. My money would probably be on Thor right now.
Are you sure? Well,
yeah, I think so.
All right.
100%. So you do a lot on social media. What's one of the funniest things you've seen about yourself out there? Because you have millions of people following you, saying things. Just curious, what's some of the funniest things you've seen?
But me, I don't know. Like people, I don't know. It's a difficult question. What's the funniest thing I've seen on social media about me? People love to make fun of the size difference between me and my wife. And me and my wife, we're very strong. She's very strong, and we can handle the jokes that people make, and just kind of play along with it, There's been all these memes going on for years since we started dating back in 2017. And, I guess those are the things that we often just laugh about at home, where people just trying to mock us, trying to, I guess, make us feel frustrated or annoyed, but we actually just laugh about it.
Yeah, that's great.
It's just funny,
That was, one of the hardest parts is putting yourself out there after you do it, and there's always gonna be negative feedback. So that was kind of the question on how do you handle that?
Yeah, we do handle it very well, And you have to. When you're in the spotlights, you gotta just take it and laugh with the people,
Well, you both have kids, and kids help change your life a lot. So we'd love to hear, with both you having kids, like how has that changed your lives?
Oh, wow. I feel like, for me, especially, having kids made me a lot more responsible and just, you grow and for me, I grew as a person, I became more mature, and I just, you want to work hard for them, you want to make them proud. And so I guess just as a human, as a father, like I became in my opinion, like I became a man when I had my kids. You know, that's the day when I was like, okay, I gotta step up, not for myself, for them as well. You know.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like again, when you have kids, it suddenly is no longer is it about you, it's about them. So I think it's very hard for someone to be selfish when you have kids, right? It just transforms you. And I think it gives you a tremendous drive to want the best for them in whatever your definition of the best for them may be. I also think it's like really important that you spend time with your kids. So that's something that obviously I know Tor and follow Tor, you know, a lot of his posts are like, I'm with my family, even though he has to travel a lot. And yeah, certainly in my job, I travel a lot, but I want to make sure that I am there present for my kids. And that's something that if younger people always ask for advice, and I was like, hey, you know, your kids grow up really fast. So just spend a lot of time with them as much as you can. And it doesn't take away from your work. It helps you drive and inspire your work.
Well said.
Well, we're getting close to lift time. Any final words here?
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Cheers to rain.
Cheers.
Cheers to rain.
Cheers, guys.
Let's go.
Good health.